What are your thoughts on this home defeat to Crewe?
Hugely frustrating, Tim. First and foremost, I apologise to anyone who watched that, our fans on iFollow. I think when we played Burton in my first game, we played, and we only had 2 days to prepare. We played a lot more football in that game than we did today. Yes, I know it was a real dogfight out there today, all right? But there's times that you've got to win the battle, and then when there's time and space, you've got to play on top of that. And we resorted to type today, and I was hugely disappointed in our decision making on the ball. And there were only brief glimpses when we got it down and played. Free kicks. When you first saw us, we'd put it down, spot it, play, move the ball quick. And wow, I was, that's not us. That's not what we want. And we need to be braver on the ball. And under my leadership, or our leadership, we don't want that. We don't want to just kick balls aimlessly up the pitch and play like that. So I apologise. I'll keep working to get it right with them.
Was it a question of the players not doing what you were doing, being asked to do by you, Jon, or were they just having a bit of a collective off day today? What was the reason for this disappointing performance?
I think when you're out there, Tim, as a player, you've got to be brave in your decision making. They understand in certain areas where you need to try and play certain things that we felt there were weaknesses today. Yes, Crewe came. That wasn't a normal Crewe performance, was it? The way in which they played. They came to fight, and I think that's a reaction from their performance last week to Burton. But Tim, when you get moments of space, you've got to try and move the ball quick. We moved the ball very slow, and then when we got on the ball and there was a bit of time and space, we tried to go long instead of play through the lines, and there was opportunity. We told them at half time, with our movement wasn't like we wanted up front. 1 or 2 were off it today, but we needed to play through the lines. There was opportunity there was huge distance at times between when the ball turned over between the lines in midfield, that we can get in the ball in a half turn and then drive it and slip our wide man in. But even when we got down the sides today, our quality was non-existent. But we worked for one chance, should have scored, and then straight away we give them such another soft goal.
Yeah, the chance fell to Ryan Edmondson, who sadly for the Cobblers squandered it. Is he a player lacking confidence at the moment, Jon? He's got a goal now for Northampton, but is he short of sharpness?
Well, a player with confidence would put that in the net. That's a fact. The keeper had nearly fallen over, going backwards, and he put that in the net. So we've got to do our best to try and get the best out of Ryan and pick him up. And we work with him, and that's what we do with players. But no, I expect him to score.
And in terms of the choices you made at the start of the game, you didn't start with a target man striker. Edmondson didn't start. Rose didn't start. We didn't see Jones up top either. What was the thinking behind that, Jon?
Well, I think Edmo's played 5 games in a row. He's worked very hard. He's had off the pitch. He's had personally a very tough time with a few things, and we've tried to manage that. And I think he needed to come out and have a rest to refresh. And we played a smaller guy up top with Sammy there today, and we felt that, thinking about it, we could play a bit more. We wanted to play today, and we didn't end up playing, and we've gone long onto Beckle's head and the other centre half's head, and we needed to play through the lines, get in the half turn, slip Sammy, and and that was our. We worked on movements to try and get between those lines and play today. And Sammy, to get him in, and we freed him up once, and he got a good cross in. And to be fair, Mikel got pulled back.
Yeah, it looked like a penalty in your view.
Oh, unbelievable! He got pulled back on the shoulder. He could have slotted that with his right foot, and the defenders dragged him back. You'll watch it back, you'll see it. It's a fact. But again, we don't get the rubber agreeing with the referee. But yeah, again, I'm not going to moan. I'd rather be harder on ourselves, and we've got to be better.
Just going back to Ryan Edmondson, you said he's had a few off-the-field issues to deal with. Do you think they're affecting his on-the-field play, and are they, without being specific about this, are they the kind of problems he can put behind him and give his all for Northampton Town?
Yeah, look, they're quite personal, so we'll leave it at that. But yeah, of course, he's such a great boy and a strong character. But yeah, he's. Sometimes you go through stages in your career, Tim, where you lack a little confidence, you have dips, and then you come back up. He was brilliant for us against Plymouth and Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And that's a young player developing, and that happens to them. But we've got to understand the right moment to play him and put him in. And you get a gut instinct as a manager on when to do that.
And sorry, I don't want to make this all about Ryan Edmondson, but when you brought him on, he was often in a wide position. What was the thinking behind that?
Yeah, look, to be honest, Mikel does his hamstring. Well, doesn't do his hamstring, sorry. He's feeling his hamstring again, and we've got to be ever so cautious with him. Marshy wasn't at the races today. And so Sammy goes back out on the right. And then you talk about, have we got natural balance with a winger? No, we haven't. And then because we were going so long in the end, Tim, I at least thought we'd have some, and I didn't want us to keep going long, but you can tell them till you go blue in the face.
Yeah.
But in the end, I thought I'd get some height up there to try and at least win some headers if we are going long, and then we can get the second ball. So really on the bench we've got Ricky Corboa, but again he's right-footed, and I know he likes to play on the left, but I want to go for a natural goal scorer on there as well. So
two positives to end with. One is you're still in the mix. You're still, in with a shout of survival. It's still a battle between those six sides at the bottom to avoid the bottom four places. And the second positive, you've got a game back here at the PTS just in 3 days' time against Oxford, who lost today. So a chance to put things right nice and quickly.
Of course, Tim. There's going to be. That was it. There was a bump in the road today. There's going to be bumps in this road all the way along with 10 games to go. There's going to be highs, and you'll be feeling great one day, and you'll be feeling down probably a couple of days later. I've got to try and stay in an even keel. Yes, I'm disappointed. Yes, I want more. I want our supporters to know that are on iFollow at home watching this, that I'm not happy with that. That's not what we came in and tried to change and tried to implement. Don't want to play like that. No. So it is positive because, all right, it's win and win today, but the rest of the results seem to go our way, and we're still 1 point off that drop zone, and we've got every chance, and we're going to fight for that every chance. I'm going to do everything I can. But one thing I can't do is make decisions on the ball for them on the pitch. We said about freeing them up, but they didn't free themselves up today. But they needed to recognise that from me in the change room afterwards.
All right, thanks for your time, Jon.
Thanks.